The Oregon Guardsmen train in the hot California sun. An IED, or improvised explosive device, just rocked a food distribution point during a humanitarian mission. The soldiers must neutralize the threat, assess the wounded, treat the most urgent, and then transport them to a helicopter pickup point. The scenario wasn't in a hot and dusty street of the Middle East. It was just a simulation at Camp Roberts, California. Here, over 2,000 Oregon Guardsmen and 600 soldiers from 4 different states trained together. 2 transportation companies from New Mexico, the 720th and 1115th, 3 convoy security companies, the 1055th from South Carolina, the 262nd from Delaware, and the 1195th from Nebraska, all trained for the real thing, a deployment to Iraq. Their mission will be to provide convoy and base security throughout Iraq. The task force, commanded by Colonel Dan Hokanson, has planned and trained for years in order to meet the mission requirement.
Okay, the readiness of the soldiers is outstanding. They're making progress every day with our training here, and they'll continue to develop at Fort Stewart and in Kuwait. So when they arrive in country, they'll be at the peak of their readiness.
It takes focus, hard work, and good leadership to ensure combat readiness. The training days are long, oftentimes starting early in the morning and ending well into the night. These long days are filled with training from instructors who have developed their lessons from time in the sandbox. This training, along with the latest and most advanced equipment, has set up the Task Force Jungleer for success on the battlefield. One new training device called the HEAT, or Humvee Egress Assistance Trainer, is a Humvee rollover simulator. It places 5 soldiers in a modified Humvee that rotates 360 degrees in order to familiarize them with the disorientation that happens in an accident situation. Other high-tech simulators familiarize soldiers with weapons used on today's battlefield. Computer simulators, interfaced with real weapons, allow troops to engage a 25-foot computer screen, simulating an actual battlefield engagement. Many battlefield deaths can be prevented by basic life-saving techniques. To prevent the unnecessary loss of life, everyone deploying to Iraq must complete the Combat Lifesaver course. Here soldiers learn the ABCs of life-saving. Everyone learns how to stop bleeding, keep the casualty breathing, and maintain a clear airway. All students also give their battle buddy an IV as well as insert a nasal airway. Soldiers are briefed extensively on the rules of engagement, cultural differences, and legal matters. However, what the soldiers really like is to get out and get their hands dirty. One of the more exciting lanes that the soldiers like is the reactive fire. This lane is where squad tactics are conducted under fire. Soldiers learn to break contact with the enemy. The troops use low and high crawl techniques and sharpen their squad communication skills. On another lane, soldiers learn how to run a traffic control point and an entry control point. They screen personnel and vehicles coming onto post, as well as how to properly search male and female personnel. Just a short distance away, other soldiers learn how to move through urban areas and how to clear buildings. These soldiers learn how to properly enter a room in a stack and clear the building of any potential threats. These simulated training lanes are valuable, but nothing replaces shooting live ammo. The task force members start on the 0 range and ensure their shot group is tight and center mass. Once they dial in their 0, it's on to the qualification range. All soldiers must qualify on pop-up targets with their protective mask and on the night range. All task force soldiers deploying must be no less than marksmen. Specialized units must qualify on weapon systems that have a bit more firepower, like the M249 Squad Automatic Weapon, or SAW.
You motivated? Huh? Lead this gunners. Fire when ready.
The SAW packs a heavy punch for its size. Even more hard-hitting is the Mark 19 automatic grenade launcher. The Mark 19 is capable of shooting over 300 rounds per minute, with each round having the explosive power of a hand grenade. Although the U.S. soldier is technologically superior on today's battlefield, the Army's warriors haven't lost sight of the need for hand-to-hand combat. The deploying troops learn how to overcome an adversary during combatives training. Here the troops learn a combination of traditional military fighting and mixed martial arts. This class was physically demanding, but not as demanding as the land navigation course. This tough course tested the soldiers' ability to navigate steep terrain in full battle rattle, with points up a full kilometer apart. One word can sum this lane up:
smoker.
Deployments are stressful for the soldier and their families, which is why support from the home front is important. The SGR, or Employer Support of the Guard and Reserves, has the Boss Lift program. The program flew several employers along with local media from around Oregon to Camp Roberts. This allowed them to see what Guardsmen do when they are on duty. As the pre-deployment phase at Camp Roberts rolls into the mobilization phase at Fort Stewart, the soldiers are preparing to hone their combat skills to complete their mission. With support from home, the right leadership, and the right training ensures that the 41st Infantry Brigade Combat Team is ready for this deployment. It's apparent already that the intestinal fortitude, pride, and sacrifice of these soldiers is the foundation that helps make this world a more free and just place.